You got to ask what's happening to the West, because I looked up the Australian government's travel advice today for Britain on its Smart Traveller website. It was incredible. It warns Australians going to Britain to exercise a high degree of caution due to the threat of terrorism. But what's more, it says petty crime is common, including pickpocketing, mobile phone and bag snatching, passport theft, as well as theft from cars across the UK. And in fact, I double-checked it right now, London streets are indeed now getting warning signs, mind the grab on some footpaths, warning pedestrians against dangling their phones in their hands as they walk down the street because of a rash of people on scooters and bikes who then snatch them. And then there's, of course, the incredible knife crime in London and so much more. Joining me from London, hopefully in a Kevlar vest and with a helmet on, is Patrick Christys, star presenter of the GB News, which has just overtaken the BBC as the country's most popular news channel. Patrick, this is astonishing. Your country has changed, or we've got really, timid. I don't know. You tell me. If it has changed, why?
Firstly, great to see you again, Andrew. Look, hey, what next? Mexico is actually also warning against travelling. I mean, how long is it before Colombia warns about our drug problem, or Sudan warns about the risk of conflict, or Iran warns about the threat to women and girls? I mean, good grief. But look, a lot's changed. I mean, clearly lawlessness is a big thing here now. We have reduced the numbers of police, but massively increased the number of our population. We've also increased people in our population from parts of the world where various different crimes are commonplace. 1 in 8 prisoners in Britain are foreign-born. Foreign sex offenders, well, that's risen by 10% in the last year. Now, shoplifting, this is just a kind of not necessarily foreign or British, just shoplifting generally, is up 54%. If you go to a shop around the corner from where I am now, we have security tags on cheese. So cheese that costs about £5, in order to buy it, you've got to get it off the shelf, give it to a bloke or a woman at the counter. She takes a security tag off it, and then you can have your cheese. I mean, it's nuts, isn't it? Knife crime is obviously up as well, drug crime, etc. Essentially, one of the big things I think that has happened is that we also reduced stop and search. So stop and search in the street was deemed to be a bit racist because it disproportionately targeted people who were non-white. Well, okay, I mean, the results that we've seen of that are that more and more people are carrying knives, machetes and guns, and maybe we should go back to basics when it comes to policing. Stop telling us to police ourselves. People having to walk around with phones on a lanyard so that it doesn't get nicked by someone on a moped. It's ridiculous.
There's something else going on, and not just in Britain, but particularly there too. I admit I've just been on a cruise. Yes, I have. It's a reward to my wife for putting up with me working. And someone who was caught cheating at the cruise's daily quiz, a Latino, attacked the quizmaster's racist for doing this. I mean, this use of race as a weapon is the new racism again, and it's anti-white. Now, I read now that a British Pakistani businessman with 2 wives who was on a first-class flight with Virgin was caught drunk, scooping ice out of the bar's ice bucket with his hands, and he called the flight attendant a white Welsh so-and-so, and he said he knew which hotel she'd be staying at, to have it blown up, and she'd get pack raped and burned, and he kept yelling at her. He's now been jailed for 15 months. This really seems a story of our times, Patrick.
Well, he wouldn't want to be his 3rd wife, would you? I think after that. But yes, I mean, anti-white racism is a big thing. It doesn't get spoken about enough. I mean, the whole grooming gangs issue, just to be serious on this, the whole grooming gang issue, as far as I'm concerned, was racism. I mean, they're disproportionately, almost exclusively targeting working class white girls because I think they felt as though they were lesser than some of the girls from within the Pakistani Muslim community. I mean, you look at the worst performing people in schools now, and they are working class white boys. Why is that? Everyone else seems to be able to have a leg up. We're struggling to recruit for our military. The military, the RAF specifically, turned down applicants because they were white and male. They lost a court case over that. Relentlessly told that we're evil and privileged and second-class citizens. GCHQ, our security services like MI5 and all of that, have got recruitment drives where white people can't apply. And HMRC that does our taxes over here, our revenue and customs, they've just run a seminar during working hours on if you feel guilty about being British, you should feel guilty about working for the tax man. Not guilty about being British.
Oh, shit. What remedy do they offer if you feel guilty about being British?
I don't know. I'm not allowed in there, possibly because I don't work there, but we can't rule out that it's because I'm white as well.
Oh, for heaven's sake. And meanwhile, your homelessness minister in Britain has been personally adding to the trouble. Tell us about this hypocrite.
This is brilliant, right? I mean, not for the people she's evicted, obviously, but our homelessness minister is a lady called Rushanara Ali. She's an MP, a Labour MP, obviously. And she had a property, a townhouse in East London, very nice. And she had 4 tenants in that townhouse. She evicted all 4 of them and then relisted the townhouse for £700 a month more online, which is actually something that this Labour government is trying to make illegal. And will make illegal, presumably, in the coming weeks and months. But Labour also decriminalised rough sleeping, so you are allowed to just live in a tent, presumably outside my flat now, which is just as well, actually, because that might be what her tenants have to do. I mean, the hypocrisy here is absolutely astonishing, isn't it? You know, one rule for us, one rule for them. It just shows you, really, doesn't it, the kind of psychology of some of these socialists, I think.
Now, Patrick, I think you might have been caught up in an error here. You might be being unfair. She might have taken the phrase, you are the homelessness minister, to mean she is for homelessness. You just need to tell her, no, you're against it. I mean, maybe that's the problem. Patrick, always great to catch up with you, mate. Lovely to see you again. Talk to you again next week.
Bye-bye.